I am GamesAndWords, and this is a movie review about the movie Forget Me Not. Yeah, no, sad face. This is a bad, fucking awful movie. Definitely not the worst I've ever seen, but it's bad enough to piss me off. Well, you start out, in most movies, you introduce the main characters. You got the main bitch, her man, her best friend, who's totally digging on main bitch's brother the whole time. I thought it was kind of fucked up. Anyway, you got the pothead. They're all kind of potheads, but he's the main pothead. Let's just say that. You got his girlfriend, which is a slut, by the way. Her sheriff's the daddy, and her dad is the sheriff, and she is just blatantly a skank in front of him. I'd have beat her ass if she was my daughter. But you got the asshole, and you got his girl. I call him the asshole because, I don't know, that's what they called him in the movie. So anyway, they start out introducing them. Then what do teens do in a teen movie? They get shit-faced. Like obliterated. No, they go to the asshole's house. They get shit-faced. And they're sitting around after it's died down a little bit. Like, hey, you know what'd be cool? Let's go to the cemetery and play that game that we used to play when we were kids, which is bullshit, by the way. This game is essentially hide and seek in the fucking cemetery. Wouldn't happen. I wouldn't do it if I was a child. Fuck that shit. It's creepy. So they go to the cemetery, and they're sitting in a circle, right? They're about to say this incantation that you do. It's like a ritual before you fucking play the game, which, unknowing to them, awakens this spirit. But this girl pops out of fucking nowhere, and she's like, ooh, I want to play the game. They're like, oh, there's nothing creepy about this. All right. Bitch ends up, like, jumping off a cliff. The main bitch watches it. And so she's, like, freaking. Anyway, one by one, they start getting fucking picked off. But the reason that it pissed me off so bad was the fucking ridiculous absence of common sense. It's like this dude's driving down the fucking highway, right? That is a car. Don't judge. Don't judge. That is a car. He's driving down the highway. And these monsters, like, whenever you when the person who dies becomes this monster. And they kind of walk like they're in Thriller, like from The Ring. That's what they look like. They got like big ass jaws. They'll hang down. They're like, no, the guy's fucking driving. He almost crashes into this thing. He's like, so he spins, stops safely now. So the fucker, he gets out, all right, which would never happen. Who the fuck? He gets out. He's like, what? What was that? He dips down, because here's the road, and here's a fucking trench or whatever, and here's the woods. And he's like, hello? Is anyone there? And he sees the fucking monster, right, through the bushes. He goes, just like that. And he's like, oh no, and he backs up. Then he answers his fucking cell phone, turns away from his open door car, and guess what happens? The bitch comes in there, causes him to wreck, he dies. I don't give a fuck if I'm spoiling this movie, he's just an idiot. And they all do this. Like, instead of, they all get picked off one by one, and they'll see this fucking monster. And it's like, instead of running towards their friends or calling for help, they fucking run down the steps and go to like this abandoned fucking warehouse or either in the woods where no one's at. And oh no shit, you died. You fucking deserved it for being retarded. But every time they die, their like memory gets erased from time. It's part of the poem they sang in the cemetery. Basically, they die, their memory gets erased. That pissed me off. I mean, some people liked it. That just is bullshit. The bitch who's doing it looks like Gollum fucked the girl from The Ring, and they had a baby. The girl from The Ring drank a lot while she was pregnant and smoked and had a baby. And that's the only way I could describe this bitch. It doesn't make any sense, because the girl that's doing this, it's like a girl they fucked over and put into a coma by playing a trick on her or something. This girl, she's like 12, hung out with the main bitch. And she's like, oh, all I want to be is friends with you. But the main bitch had friends already, and this girl was an orphan. And They end up playing a trick on her, and she fell down and had like a fucking seizures in a coma. So this girl, this Gollum ring catastrophe, is like in a fucking coma this whole time, and she's the one that's doing this. And it's just, it makes no fucking sense. The only reason she's doing it is like to fucking be friends with the other girl or something. She's like, all I wanted was you. Anyway, this movie's just awful. Don't watch it.